Good afternoon, all of you. I am well aware you are waiting for the tea. And I'm Swamini Pandit, and I have come on behalf of Gauri Joshi. Our presentation itself is self-explanatory, so I'll be explaining the points which are really, explainable. So I'll definitely try to stick to my time. Okay. So when we say we are giving the legal perspective to all this ecological development, or when we say ecological landscaping, we are also going to talk about Sahyadri-eco-sensitive zones and new urban development. So when we say some patch of land should be developed or something should be happened in the field of environment or ecology, so there are no much laws or the law is not doing anything. There are policies, but policies are just the guidelines. They do not play any such important role as in, okay. But somewhere we are wrong. Actually, these are the policies who actually work. Depend on the policy, government takes out the projects, then the funds are allocated to these projects, and then the government officials start working on these projects. But when there is any deviation from this process, the laws work upon. Okay, so laws and policies should go hand in hand to have any concrete governance. So for this problem also, we are saying we have environmental problems or ecological disturbances. To tackle these problems, we have laws and policies available in India. These are some enlisted laws which are available now. I hope you are well versed with these notifications, acts. And these are some policies or strategies which are available. Concerned to our topic, we can say the draft to National Land Policy, then Green India Mission, all these are in the concordance with our topic, which we are going to discuss. Now, when we say there are policies and laws and how the government works, okay, or sometimes we unnecessarily crib that the government does not work for forest, or this part of section or this problem is not handled very well. So let's have a look at the schemes. Under schemes, the funds are allocated. So if you see the magnitude of the funds allocated by the government, okay. How does it work? Should I do this? Okay. Okay. Now here, I'm not going to discuss the schemes at all, but if you see the Forest and Wildlife Green India Mission, these are the figures in lakhs, okay, and these are the years in which the budgets were taken out. So if you see in 14 till 16, there was no any budget taken out for Green India Mission. In year 2016-17, there was 200 lakhs of budget taken out. But you may be feeling that 200 lakhs, oh my God, that's a big figure. But now, let's look at the tourism development here. The grants for basic facilities for tourism development at various places, if you see, it's 22,500 lakhs of fund given by the government. So if you see where the inclination of government is towards the tourism development rather than the forest. So we lack in funds, we lack in the priority at some level. So probably people may ask me, ma'am, but there has to be tourism so that we'll generate the funds so that which can be in turn used for the forest development or for the environmental purposes. But if you notice, we are at the first place degrading the place and then we are trying to rejuvenate it. So it should be reversed in a way that it should be rejuvenated first and then it should be enjoyed by the people. So for the very same purpose, we have given the schemes and the number of fund. So, and if you see here, environmental information system, the fund is just 2 lakhs, 5 lakhs. So, see the irony, what we can say is the funds in thousands of lakhs and just 2 lakhs for environment. Okay, so that is the perspective which we are focusing. We are not criticizing anything, but we are just going to put the light on the limitations of laws which we have today, dealing with all these ecological problems. Okay, so when we are saying we are dealing with the limitations of these law, I mean when we try to apply these laws, okay, we have taken the actual case studies of these fields. This is the field, I mean this is the patch of land in Sindhudurga, in Kudal. The landscape is already, they have already started developing at this side of the view which you are seeing, okay. They have started developing this land and the plotting has already been done. But now what's the problem? In such areas, there are certain prescribed laws for how the plots should be, where the roads should be, I mean, how many roads should be there, what all amenities should be given to people. I mean, this is typically a second home project, or you can say the farmhouse project which is developed by a constructor. No doubt they get the permission, they show on the paper that, they have shown on the paper rather, that yes, we have plotted I mean these patches of land and we have taken out these roads and we are definitely giving this amount of facilities and amenities to the landholders. Okay. Then they take the grant, then they take the permission from the, you can say Tahsildar office and the legal, basically, the government. But when they actually start working on this, they realize that they have invested or they have spent a huge amount of money just to promise people, just in the advertisement and just to say how much we are doing. They start with taking out the roads and they spend a lot of money in that. And at the mid of it, they realize that this project is not feasible or it is not affordable. So they leave it in between or they sell it to some other landholder, or you can say developer. This is the actual case study, I mean this is not my imagination. So the other developer takes this project and he again puts another plan for passing for the same land. Okay, and once it easily gets passed because it has already been passed previously, so it does not get into any hurdles. So the other developer easily gets the passing of this plan, and what he does is, what he has done rather I would say, he has made more plots into the same land. Okay, so instead if you see here, there are almost 58 plots. He is now proposing for some 70 plots. Okay. So what happens ultimately? Okay. The plot size reduces, okay, and it compromises with the sustainability and population density in the given space. Okay. So instead of 57 families, now 70 families are going to stay there. So that is going to hamper the overall sustainability of that patch of land. Okay. So that is what is exactly happening, because the post monitoring is unavailable with us. They have given the permission, the legal department has given the permission for this plot, but what happens to this exactly later on, nobody goes and monitors it. So that is the limitation, what you can say, because there are no such laws or rules available. The same thing, the another case study of Dankal, which is the buffer area of Sahyadri Tiger Reserve near Koina. Now this is a virgin area. Okay. Now to do the slope management, retaining green spaces, maintaining corridors, these were the major challenges. Now, in spite of all these odds, the area is developable by law. The law does not pose any restrictions or prohibitions for development of this area. So again, though it comes in the buffer area of Sahyadri Tiger Reserve, the law cannot stop the development in this area. One more case study which we have shown is the township which has been established near Satara. Now Satara has, you all must know that MRTP, that is Maharashtra Regional Town Planning Act, is applicable only where there is a regional plan. And regional plan is given only to the 13 districts in Maharashtra. Okay. Now here, if we have to plan any township, we have to take first the environmental clearance, or we have to undertake EIA, that is environmental impact assessment. But the regulation says that if you have the land patch below, I mean more than 50 hectares, then EIA is applied. Now here the land patch is just 40 hectares. So even though we want to apply EIA, or if we want to take the environmental clearance, it's nowhere written in the rule. So we are going out of, I mean, out of our interest, we are getting the EIA and environmental clearance done. Okay. So, but still, it has been done. I mean, EIA and environmental clearance is done for this township, and the planning is under process. All the essential care about the nature conservation is as per the law, though it is not above 100 acres. Okay, so though it is 50 acres or 40 hectares, it's a huge land patch, right? Where probably the ecology is quite dense or serene, you can say. But still, under the law, it is not applicable. Okay, so these are some case studies which we have taken regarding the limitations of laws. Though we want to apply certain rules or regulations, we cannot, because there are no available rules in it. Now when we see Sahyadri ecological or environmentally sensitive areas or zone, now there is a little bit of difference in, when we say, I mean all of us we know, ecologically when we say the species are included in it. And when we say environmentally sensitive, then all the other factors like air, water, soil, all these come in the picture. Now, by the law, eco-sensitive areas and eco-sensitive zones are again two different parts. Though nowadays we can use them interchangeably, eco-sensitive areas are the ones where threat is more to that environment. And when we say ecologically or eco-sensitive zones, these are the areas surrounding national parks or sanctuaries. Okay. So for example, we have declared Mahabaleshwar and Pachgani as eco-sensitive areas. Okay, it is not in the periphery, or it is not in the surrounding of any national park or sanctuary. So the rules which are applicable for ESZ are not applicable to Pachgani Mahabaleshwar. Okay. Yeah, so exactly what I said. So ESA is declared in from Environmental Protection Act when it was established, and ESZs are declared in the Wildlife Conservation Strategy in year 2000. So if you see in the sections of Environmental Protection Act, okay, where these ESZs or ESAs are declared or they are defined, if you see, it just talks about the industry's operations or processes. It does not talk about the residential projects or residential developmental projects. Here also, if you see section 5(1), okay, the protection rules, again, okay. So again it talks about the industrial development, okay. It prohibits or restricts the location of industries and carrying on certain operations or processes. So again, when we say ESA or ESZ, it is strictly restricted to the industrial development, not the other urban development, what we say. Okay. So again, there is a shortcoming, or you can say the limitation of law. Okay. So what are these ESAs? These are the, as I explained. Now if we say Gadgil Committee or Kasturi Rangan Committee, okay, the draft was published in February 2007, which is still pending for the finality. Okay. These are the protected areas or potential ESZs, that is ecologically sensitive zones. The one which are in dark green, okay, they are the potential ESZs. So you can just have a look at it. I mean, I've got the notice, I've got the warning. So these are the guidelines or set rules. Now, just, okay, see, when we are saying the new developments are happening or we are forming ecological landscape, this is the Lavasa project, which you see now. When we are talking about we want to go closer to the nature, when we are building our second homes or probably the farmhouses, which we are first degrading that land and then again we are regenerating it or beautifying it for our own purpose. The same case happened over here. Now if you see this Mawar Valley project, this was this was proclaimed as ecologically developed, but if you see the walls, how can the reptiles pass through these, or how water can pass if it is at the bottom of the hill? So if the water is draining from above, how will it pass from these walls? This is a sand mining picture. Now this is the actual site photograph of Shirwal MIDC area. The land is actually shaved. Okay, and which project is this? The farmhouse project. Okay, get your second home in a very beautiful place near to the nature. So before we are going near to the nature, they are actually excavating and shaving all the land and they are rebuilding the things. Okay, this is the picture near Pune. Okay, Pune authorities take action against 2,743 illegal sand mines in 2015 and 16. Okay, and again this is one industrial plot just next to the hill. Now if you see the pavements, the blocks on the roads, due to these blocks, how the groundwater will recharge? Okay, that's a question. So our question is, when we say we want to have environmental friendly or eco-friendly constructions, how can we go about it? There are no any such set rules, or there are no any prescribed, or you can say policies, like these kind of bricks should be used, this kind of sand should be used in such kind of eco-friendly constructions. So we think that all the experts should come together, sit together and prepare a list or make a rule that if you want to go for eco-friendly construction, these all things should be considered, or these things have to be there in your construction. Otherwise it will not be considered as ecological landscape or ecologically friendly constructions. Okay, so right now we are just thinking about, we want ecology for, we are thinking of this degradation just with industrial waste, the waste from the hotels, the choked rivers, how can we recover it, how can we bring it to its original position? Okay, but do we think about all these aspects, like the slow flows, the fish movements, bottom processes, microbes, the nighttime organisms and their activities? Okay, so when we are saying we want to be ecologically friendly, we should not be just thinking about all these external factors, but going into the details of ecology. Thank you everyone. I hope I have stuck to the time, and though my subject was a little bit dry, I tried my best. Thank you.